Our next question was sent in to CornyDriveThru at gmail.com from Vinny in Fox Lake, Illinois. Let's just say...
Hey, wait a minute, is this my doctor, Dr. Boombots?
It could be. Let's just say Kenny Omega didn't wrestle the blow-up doll and the 7-year-old schoolgirl and didn't make stupid faces and jazz hands. So you take all of those things and you make them disappear. Would you be a fan of his?
What about the prissy prancy funny running across the ring? Can we take that out too?
It doesn't stipulate that here in this email.
Okay, well, but taking out all of those things, I probably would like him somewhat as an athlete until I read any quote of his or heard one of his interviews. Somebody sent me one recently where it just droned on about how he really didn't approach his matches like wrestling. He approaches them like fight scenes or dramatic moments in motion pictures and etc. So I'm serious.
Was that the article that called him the greatest living wrestling artist?
Yes, the greatest living wrestling artist. Yeah. So no, until we ever met each other or I heard him speak or I read anything that he said, and then I would still fucking hate him because it's obvious that we are just completely opposite people. And I think he's an insufferable, pretentious douchebag twat in addition to being a business exposing fucking prick. So yeah, I don't think there's any way that we would ever like each other. And I may have made a cameo in Beyond the Mat, and I wasn't real happy about it. I've talked about how I tried to get out of that because it exposed the business too. But I was seen in one of the scenes, but I will still stand that cameo up against Kenny Olivier's performance in, what was it, Sissy Boy Slap Fight? That fucking no, this is a legitimate thing, and because somebody tweeted it and he's in the credits. It's an art film that some fucking goober made in and around Toronto or somewhere in Canada about 10 or 12 years ago. And it's a bunch of weird people, weirdly dressed with weird music, and they're all slapping each other in the face. And the title of it is Sissy Boy Slap Fight. And he is so... You know this. You saw this.
Someone sent me the link. I didn't press play. I thought it was a goof. I didn't think it was really Kenny Omega.
Okay, wait a minute. Now go to fucking YouTube. We will wait.
Okay, hold on.
Go to YouTube and pull that thing up and just give me your impression. But anyway, so it's like me and Russo. We are diametrically opposed to each other. Everything that we think and believe and feel and give a fuck about is obviously universes apart. So no, fuck Kenny Omega and anything that he ever fucking does or is involved in.
I have this playing in the background. I've muted the sound.
Yes, because it's copyrighted, I'm sure, but you will see. You might have to skip ahead a little bit, but he's one of the Sissy Boy Slap Fight.
There he is. Oh my God. There he is. It looks like a black and white film from...
It's an art film. It's not, he's not that old. He's not found the fountain of youth. It's an art film. The F, get the F out. It's an art film. So
I don't believe
it's in black and white, and it is the biggest bunch of weirdos. Sissy Boy Slap Fight on YouTube, and he's credited. His real name is Tyson Smith, and he's credited. This is the guy that people say is the greatest wrestler in the world, and he approaches his fucking matches like art.
Oh, he just got slapped.
He just got slapped.
And now another guy.
And he's making the same faces, right?
He's more Harpo Markish here.
That's because he had more hair back then. But he looked very...
What am I watching? What is this?
Yes. This fucking goober is the guy that everybody's saying is the greatest wrestler in the world. Fucking hell. And I got mad when I heard that I had to fucking yell at Roderick Strong in Ring of Honor because he was going to be on reality TV getting choked out by a fucking midget on a goddamn reality show, a scripted reality show the same month as he was going to challenge for the Ring of Honor World Championship. And I almost fired him.
I've stopped Sissy Boy Slapfest.
But I encourage everybody to look at the greatest wrestler in the world in that piece of business.
Do you think you could honestly evaluate his matches? You know, if he had a match where there was less of the things you really hate and it was just a 20-minute match with him and someone, do you think you could look at that and not just feel hatred towards him right away?
Probably not, but in all honesty, here's the thing anyway. Taking away all the gesticulating and the fucking goofy faces and the thing that the walk that he does where he almost looks like Mil Mascaras with a corn cob stuck up his ass. I get, you've seen, because he was always holding his stomach in, Mascaras, when he was walking around the ring, and he did the little finger, he did little jazz hands too, you know, but he looked cooler because he was kind of a Mexican James Bond. But anyway, Omega does not give off an aura at any point like he's in a fight or a match or a contest. Everything that he does athletically in the ring to me screams, I am an athlete performing a routine. I'm a gymnast. I'm an athlete. I'm a fucking competitor, but performing a routine instead of being in a fight or a struggle. Every promo I've ever seen, I would never believe him as a put your foot down fucking baby face that could get some bass in his voice and lay the law down and swear revenge and retribution on a heel. And I couldn't see him believably ever delivering a promo that would make me dislike him as a heel rather than just as a fucking obnoxious video game playing putz. I don't believe him as a wrestler, as a heel, as a babyface, as a kick-ass, I don't believe who he is. I know he is performing at all times. He doesn't have the passion or the body language or the fucking verbal abilities and also it's not hurt by the fact that every time he opens his mouth, he tells everybody that that's all he is as a performer and that none of this is important and it doesn't mean anything. And he's telling his stories through the wrestling ring. He even told a wrestling seminar they shouldn't have wrestling training. It wasn't necessary. He's like Russo if Russo ever got in fucking shape. So no, I don't see this fucking guy. I do not see this fucking guy.
Is he the wrestler you dislike the most currently?
I don't know about that. I mean, you know, at least he has appeared on some major events in front of somebody. There's a bunch of these fucking goofy outlaw fucks that work in barns every weekend that think that somehow their opinion matters. And they have ways to solve all the world's fucking problems and act like it that I would probably dislike more just from, you know, general principles. But, you know, it's a symbol to me. He's a symbol to me of these modern fucking wrestlers that couldn't have gotten in the business at one time, wouldn't have wanted to get in the business because it would have been too tough for them, don't understand what the business is, and insist on letting everybody know that everything is as much bullshit as possible and demonstrating that in front of the ticket purchasing patrons. I don't get them. I ain't going to get them. I don't want to get them. It's, you know, I would assume, as we've heard, the roller derby folks felt the same way. I would assume that pro football players or basketball players take their sports seriously and wouldn't appreciate it if they actually, the Celtics new owner would say to them, this season, we're going to play the Globetrotters every night, so work on your fucking routines.